Hi, everybody. Welcome to tonight's Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past live stream. I'm going to try to start doing these a little earlier in the evening when my alertness and mental state is more acute. So hopefully, we'll have a better gameplay and definitely better Japanese translations. Anyways, we just finished the second dungeon, the Desert Palace, and we got our gloves. So it's time to use our newly acquired power to further explore the world map. Hope you enjoy. Let's see. But no matter how much we power Link up, those vultures are really annoying. One of the worst enemies in the game. Well, maybe those crows are a little bit worse. And now with our gloves, we can even deadlift and hoist the huge stones. Ah, yes, and there's something in here for us. Hylia ko no higashi no dokutsu ni wa nanika ga sunderu yo. Mina ni wa naisho desho. Over in the caverns to the east of Lake Hylia, someone resides over there. But keep this a secret from everybody else. I believe he's talking about that fairy fountain where we got the ice rod, which we already uncovered on a previous stream. But at least we got a bunch of rupees, which we'll need very soon. Oh yeah, I don't think those crows are as bad as the vultures. They flew off quite a bit earlier. Right now we can even get out of the swamp region much easier than before. Even though a lot of people would rank Ocarina of Time as their favorite Legend of Zelda game in general, if not Breath of the Wild, I grew up playing Link to the Past for the majority of my childhood, and I always enjoyed how much action there was in the world map compared to Ocarina of Time in particular. Although when Majora's Mask came out a couple years later, they did remedy that and include more enemies. And Ocarina of Time, even though so many of the cutscenes and scenery was so magical, it was just a bit too slow for my liking. I'm wondering if they'll do anything to mix things up in the remake. Hopefully, it'll substantially alter things for the better while still seeming like the same world. But yeah, hopefully there'll be a direct soon enough, and we'll find out. Oh, my kabutsu ga kusute kaori. Oh, that smells of a delicious rotting fruit. Sono kinoko kuretara, are ga tsukareru zo, hihi. If you were to give me that mushroom, I can make something with it. Let's see. Yeah, I'll go to the world map. And there we go. Hihi, arigato yo. Ato de we no omise oide imono o ageru yo. Hihi. Hihi, thank you so much. After a little while, head on over to the store right above us, and there'll be something that we'll give you. This part that's a little tricky at first, but all you have to do is exit the screen just one time and go back in, and your item will be ready. Same for the Master Sword level 3 upgrade, I believe. All right. これが魔法の粉だ. This is the magical powder. 敵やいろいろなものに振りかけてみよう. sprinkle it on enemies and various other things and see what happens. 赤の薬は命薬、緑の薬は魔法薬、青の薬は命の魔法. Okay, that's the red medicine is for life, the green medicine is for magic, and the blue medicine is for both life and magic. 赤の薬はこの場でのマナルルピはいらぬぞ。さあ、これをお飲みいい。As for the red medicine, in this case, you don't even need any rupees. Here, go ahead. It looks like I got a free sample. When I was playing Link to the Past with a friend one time when I was about 8 or 9 years old, when we were visiting the magic shop, my friends just thought it was completely hilarious when the witch would go nuts and stir the potion really quickly all of a sudden. I can see how that was pretty funny. Let's see if she'll do it again pretty soon. Now that we're watching, she's definitely slowing down. Yeah, I guess that's just maybe a one-time thing when you exit the screen. Let's see real quick. Oh yeah, as soon as we exit, she goes nuts stirring the potion again. All right, now with that stone lifted out of the way, we can explore the northeast section of the map where there's a bunch of cool power-ups awaiting us. And for these clusters of stones right here, you can't lift them, but you can dash into them to break them up. Mo choto de negai no take. Just a little bit further for the waterfall of wishes. I really like this area in Link Between Worlds, how you could, all the puzzles where you could meld into the wall and walk around it. Of course, in its prequel, it's completely 2D, but I still remember that quite well. I've also played, I'm sure we'll get to Link Between Worlds one day, but it blew my mind how good of a sequel it was to Link to the Past, and even with how much later it came, by about 2 decades, I thought it'd be impossible for them to match the quality, but they managed to do it. It's about just as good as Link to the Past, in my opinion. All right, now we're in Zora's Falls. I think this is the most beautiful area in the game. I used to wish I could go into it in real life. And when I was a kid, in Las Vegas, there was this amazing water park on the Strip called Wet n Wild, a huge place. And in a certain area of the park, sometimes I just make believe that I was actually in Zora's Falls. Yeah, just talking about that now, the memories are coming back, which is really cool. This area is a little bit tricky and hectic, but all you have to do is follow the pathway, and we'll eventually find our way to King Zora. Looks like that was a dead end. We have to go down a little bit more. It's fun how you can strike those guys once, stun them, and then pick them up. Oh, that's quite a scary sight when you first played that game. When you first played the game. Ya, kono washi ni yokana. So, what do you need of me? Mizukake o hoshi. I want some flippers. Or choto yoto dake. Oh, it's nothing. Yeah, we came all this way, so let's ask for the flippers. そうか、でも、ただ、ではやじゃ、see, 500ルピーくれたら、打ってやってもいいぞ。Is that so? Well, I'm not just going to give them to you for free, but if you were to hand over 500 rupees, I think I'll sell them to you. どうする? Yes, pay the 500 rupees. Wahaha. では、水かきをあげよう。Ha ha ha. Okay, well then, I'll go ahead and give you the flippers. それにもう一つ、サブスしているぞ。And with these, I have one more service to offer. Kawaya ko or Mizuumi. I think it's ko in this case. O musubu washira dake no himitsu no suiro tsukawarete yaro. Us Zora exclusively have access to a secret road that connects the rivers and the lakes. Uzumaki o mitara haite miro. If you see a whirlpool, go ahead and check it out and go inside. それじゃあ、大切にしてくれるよ。あはは。さらばじゃあ。Okay, well then, take these and take care. I'll see you around. 空の水かけを買った。これで水の深いところもスイスイ泳げるはずだ。You have purchased the flippers. With these, you can when you encounter a deep body of water, you can leisurely swim and float around it or within it. And there we see it on our world map. And right there, oyogu, that's the verb for swim. Yeah, that's katsugu lift, and you see level 2. That's referring to the power glove that we just got. And somewhere around here, there's another heart piece. I think we might have to go down this waterfall. Oh yeah, and this little forested area right in the middle of the waterfall. This is definitely the most beautiful area of the game. I wish I could be there in real life, especially right now when it's about 110 degrees out on an average day. All right. Hato no kakero o mitsuketa. You've discovered a piece of heart. Hato no level ga hitotsu agata. Your heart level has increased by 1. All right, excellent. That'll certainly aid us as we head to Death Mountain. And before going to Death Mountain, I want to stop by Lake Hylia real quick to do some purchase some upgrades, and then we'll make our way to Death Mountain. I'm not sure if I'm forgetting anything else to do before going there. If anyone knows, feel free to let me know. Oh yeah, I just remembered we'll want to visit the Waterfall of Wishes, which is right over here. Fushigi no Izumi, the strange waterfall. Nanika itemo nage konde mimasu ka? Which item shall you throw in? Sa, dosuru. Nagete miro. All right. We have our boomerang right there. De, ima kore o otoshi desho? Hey, right now, did you toss that in there? Yes. Watashi wa shojiki na hito ga suki yo. I like honest people. Dakara, anata ni wa moto imono o presento suru ne. However, for you, I'm going to give you an improved upon present. Hey, what's up, Ark? Hey, thanks for coming back. Appreciate it. Oh yeah, today definitely was peaceful. I missed a couple streams earlier this week. Nothing bad happened at all, but I just had a really couple really crazy days at work, very hectic. But definitely today was definitely slower pace, so it's all good. I just purchased my Zora's flippers, and I'm about to do some upgrades, then head to Death Mountain. 魔法のブーメランを手に入れた。素早く遠くまで飛ばせるようになった。You've gotten your hands on the magical boomerang. It's faster and can be thrown farther. And this is a much needed upgrade. Very pretty much right after you get the bow and arrow, the blue boomerang becomes useless, but this magical boomerang is much better. With its speed and how far it can go, it's a good way to deal with enemies if we don't want to run out of arrows, which are a little more powerful. Oh yeah, yeah. I don't know if you watched last night's stream. I bungled it somewhat. It was a very interesting. It was a combination of my battery on the Switch 2 almost running out, and Stage 6 of Mystical Ninja being extremely difficult. And I abused the save state somewhat and managed to beat the level. Oh yes, oh yeah, magical boomerang, and there's one more thing we have to get from the Waterfall of Wishes. Let's see. Oh yes, the shield. I love how the fairy asks you if you're the one who threw that in there, as if there is anyone else in her cave recently. Tate ga okikonata. Your shield has become bigger. Hi no tama kurai nara hecha ra da zo. Even with fireballs coming at you, you can deflect them. All right, that's very useful, and you can even see the new shield reflected on Link's sprites. And that's kind of a cool touch that Nintendo added. As soon as you exit the cave, there's a Zora shooting fireballs that you can test out your new ability with. Ah, yes, so satisfying. Isn't that related to some folklore or story about someone dropping something into a lake? Perhaps, but nothing comes to mind. The closest thing I can think of was, I believe it was the Greek god, not god, maybe it was the god Narcissus, looking at his reflection in the lake and falling in, and that's led to his death, I believe, which is what the term narcissism or narcissistic comes from. That's quite a way to drop something into a lake, though, your own body and life. Let me think. Dropping something into a lake. Yeah, nothing's coming to mind, but it sounds very plausible. I'll have to look that up sometime. So much of the Legend of Zelda lore came from ancient Western culture that it's possible they got something from there. I can't think of anything from Japanese culture. Yeah, who knows? Yeah, good question though. I never even thought of that really. Oh yeah, there's a waterfall, so we can test out our warping ability. Perfect. We're in the middle of Lake Hylia, which is right where we wanted to go. Oh yeah, no, I remembered all of a sudden, besides upgrading our items, we'll also want to get another bottle, which is in the vicinity. Shiawase no Izumi, the waterfall of happiness. Rupi o nageru to nozomi ga kanaimasu. Throw in your rupees and cast a wish. Oh, I looked it up. It does bear some similarity to the honest woodcutter, but this is proxy information and nothing I could ever say I knew precisely or firsthand. I just always saw jokes related to dropping stuff into water. Yeah, there's got to be some sort of a. I know all sorts of cultures around the world. They consider it good luck to throw money into water features, or the water is kind of like a good luck, a sacrifice to the gods almost. So yeah, maybe just throwing your change in the in water. That's where, or like people who place dollar bills on the Buddha statues. That's where the idea of throwing your items into the water in Zelda came from. And if anyone's playing Link to the Past for the first time, this is a excellent location to always go back to, as you have a fairy supply right over here, and also it'll take quite a while to spend all your rupees in order to max out your arrow and bomb capacity. So you'll most likely be visiting this area multiple times throughout the game. Oh yeah, Young is nodding affirmatively at this conversation. I guess yeah, Carl Jung and who was the other guy? He was connected to Carl Jung, Sigmund Freud. And I haven't read any of their books. I'm aware of their contributions to psychiatry. I first learned about them when Xenogears was a huge deal in the late 90s. Everyone was talking about the Jungian and Freudian references in Xenogears. And that's a game I sorely wish would get remade. The story and scope of Xenogears was incredible, but even back in 1998, certain segments of the game were very frustrating, and it was extremely long, about 80 to 100 hours. Even when I was a teenager who pretty much didn't care about anything other than having fun, that was a bit too long for me. But I'm hoping with the Final Fantasy remake, Ocarina of Time remake, and all these other games from the 90s coming out, they'll somehow work out a way to do a Xenogears remake next. Yeah, it's interesting that development teams story and trajectory. I don't know if you're aware of the podcast. I highly recommend Resonant Arc. It's two gamers about my age, and they have quite a bit of knowledge of theology and general history as well. And they really go into pretty deep conversations about how when Square was developing Final Fantasy VI, Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy VII, Xenogears, etc., pretty much all of those games stemmed from the from this huge collection of ideas that they had. So that's why those games they all seem to share similar. I'm looking for the right word. Similar sources or sources of inspiration. And I absolutely love Square from 1997 until 2000. At the time, they're pretty much one of the most impressive developers around. They put out like 5 or 6 games a year of completely different genres. Some of them were hit or miss, but it was really cool how you got Final Fantasy VII in the fall, and then a few months later you had Einhinder, and then a 3D fighter. That's just an incredible period for them. All right. Anyway, we got the fairy to appear. Anata no nozomi o kanaimashou. Bakudan moto mochitai. Yao moto mochitai. Would you like to hold more bombs or more arrows? We'll do bombs for now. やでは爆弾を15個持っているようにしましょう。私があげられる小さな幸せです。All right, you can now hold up to 15 bombs. I hope this will make you a little bit happier. I see, I definitely feel that was near their creative zenith. Losing Sakaguchi was a tragedy because he was a guiding hand in their artistic integrity. Yeah, it's yeah. I remember he basically started Square in the mid '80s with Naseem something. He was a Pakistan. He originally from Pakistan. He was the main programmer, and also yes, no, not Miss Noble. I'm trying to think. Nobuo Ematsu. He was the main composer. Yeah, they're basically a very yeah, just a phenomenal amount of talent in one company, similar to when Nintendo first started, and you had Miyamoto, Gunpei Yokoi, uh, Koshi Kondo, Tezuka. I'm missing one of his names, but yeah, both companies, early Square, early Nintendo. It was just amazing how much talent was hugely influential. Talent was there right from day one. I'm glad you're presenting me with these questions and comments. I started the stream much earlier tonight as it's a few hours away from my bedtime, and I'm able to think a lot more clearly. So it's nice that we're able to have this conversation right now. Yeah, that time they were sort of adjacent to something like a company like Ancient, something akin to what we'd understand as an indie boom, Squaresoft exploding in size. Yeah, yeah, Ancient. I believe that's Yuzo Koshiro's company. And yes, yeah, when Square was first starting in the Famicom days with their Famicom Disk System games, um, yeah, a lot of the games were very out there. They had some good ideas, but they weren't the huge hits like Final Fantasy wound up being. But once they got Final Fantasy out, the first one, there was just a huge acceleration from that point forward. Then you had the early Super Nintendo days. Like, yeah, Final Fantasy IV was very, very impressive. Yeah, Final Fantasy IV, a lot of people think it's somewhat antiquated and basic today. But over the last couple of years, I played the Final Fantasy Pixel Collection, the entire series 1 through 2. And you could see a huge leap from 1, 2, 3, and then going to Final Fantasy 4. Just how well put together the pacing and sense of drama was. It was just a huge leap over the stuff that they did on the Famicom. All right, and I think we donated several hundred rupees to the lake. So yeah, we're just down to 241. That should be enough for now. So I'll go do some other stuff for a little bit. Yeah, we're already almost at 30 minutes and we still haven't gotten to Death Mountain, but it's been a real good stream so far. Chrono Trigger was probably the first game I saw in a magazine and just wanted. And I was already playing video games at that time as a kid. It just stood out and was formative work for me. Oh yeah, yeah. The game's still absolutely gorgeous. When it, I remember seeing it was still kind of put off by RPGs somewhat. For me, it was when I saw Earthbound in Nintendo Power. Having the game with such a totally different presentation, it made the genre seem a lot more friendly to me. I tried random RPGs like Final Fantasy, and I'm thinking of the Sword of Vermilion on the Genesis when I was young, and they were just very overwhelming for me at that age, even though they were good games. Funny enough, I didn't get to play Link to the Past at release, but I did try it in the late 90s. I played Link's Awakening before ever playing Link to the Past. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I'm curious. Did you prefer Link's Awakening to Link to the Past, having played that one first? The reason I asked that was Link's Awakening is my favorite Zelda, but I think both are amazing. Yeah, I think if you played either one first, it would just be a huge impact. Let me see. Yeah, Link's Awakening, they definitely did a better job of creating an immersive atmosphere, but that the overworld map wasn't nearly as fun to play on as Link to the Past, in my opinion. But I really enjoyed the remake, and which I played in 2019 just once. Since they finally upgraded that stuttering issue for the Switch 2, I'm definitely gonna go through it again sometime. All right, and there's this guy right here. I always thought he was really cool, just relaxing under the bridge. When I started reading about the works of Henry David Thoreau about 6 or 7 years ago, I thought of this guy. Right, that is woken up. Yo, Chris. なんだか大変そうだが、俺のやれるものこんなもんだけだ。Uh, Chris, something crazy has seemed to have gone on out there. Go ahead and take this of mine. All right, who's got my bottles? はい、これは瓶だ。中にいろいろ入れることができる。入れたものは後で使えるぞ。Yeah, they're both very different games despite their similarities. I couldn't pick one over the other. Link to the Past, I feel, is a much more straight and authentic fantasy, but I like meta narrative of Link's Awakening. I loved Shotaro Ishinomori's comic. It was so forlorn feeling. Okay, the comic you're talking about, was that for Link to the Past or Link's Awakening? Because I remember Link to the Past comic in Nintendo Power, but not Link's Awakening. Yeah, let me see. That name rings a bell. I'm looking it up right now. Yeah, I think he did. He did do Link to the Past. Let me see. Oh yes, that's the comic I saw in Link to the Past. Yeah, I remember looking at the images. Some of them really freaked me out, especially when Link first transports to the Dark World. I've been meaning to get the Japanese edition one of these days. It's a little bit pricey though. It's somewhere around $40 or $50. The last time I checked, I might have scans of the manga somewhere, but I'd prefer to get my hands on the real thing. But yeah, that's a really cool comic, and I was surprised to see it in Nintendo Power with how mature it seemed, and it really there's a huge drastic difference between that one and the comics for Super Mario Land and Star Fox. All right, now we got our third bottle, so we're ready to head to Death Mountain finally. Yeah, and I haven't even looked at that Link to the Past comic in years, but I can already remember just in my head the image of full moon, and you could see the face on it, and it was really freaky. Yes, that comic, it kind of reminded me of the book "Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark," which is kind of infamous among '90s kids. You may not have seen the images for decades, but some of them are still burned into your brain. Right. I feel like I'm due to revisit Link to the Past, but I can live with this for now. Haha. I just finished Vagrant Story of all themes, so these topics are converging. Oh, Vagrant Story. Yeah, I remember renting that game once after it came out. It was very impressive, but it kind of reminded me of these new games like Sekiro. Sekiro, and that's the Soul series. I tried them out a little bit, and they're very impressive, but just huge time commitments. But Vagrant Story, it was so stylish, and it probably had the best graphics on the PS1. And I believe Vagrant Story, it was also set in Evilas, which Final Fantasy Tactics and 12 took place in. All right, and we found another fairy fountain. And when you were, I had a question. When you were playing Vagrant Story, how long did it take you to figure out the gameplay system? Because I've been thinking of trying it again for years, but just don't know if it's worth the time commitments. But it's always just looks so cool. Yeah. I feel I would confidently say that Vagrant Story is very similar to Brandish. It definitely has some rough patches, but still enjoy it. Yeah, I remember when I played it, I beat a few enemies, but then there was a boss encounter, and I can't quite remember if I even defeated the boss or not. Yeah, so it wouldn't be a good source of how well that might go. When I first played it, I had a guide. Okay, yeah, it's one of those games. It's good to go ahead and start out with a guide. Even though it was a console release, it almost felt kind of like a PC game to me with its general approach. Yeah, but I'm familiar with it, and I will say if you don't know certain things, it can be extremely tedious. It is a very slow-paced game. Yeah, I remember how during battles and crafting your main character, uh, it got so intricate that you had to take the individual limbs into account. I wanted a very quiet and literary game, so to speak, something without voice acting and just immersive. Oh yeah, Vagrant Story was definitely immersive. Yeah, I remember when you just first started out in that dungeon. Yeah, you also got me thinking for the Japanese packaging translations that I've been doing. I've also had Vagrant Story on my to-do list for quite some time, but it's pretty lengthy and there's a lot of advanced vocabulary. But now I kind of want to tackle it. All right, we're at the entrance to Death Mountain. Kikin kate ni Heburo Yama ni iru koto o kinchi shimasu. Danger, it's forbidden to simply enter Hebura Mountain on your own. And right here, I see a little bit of a translation difference between the English Link to the Past and Japanese. Instead of Mountain, they're calling it Hebura Mountain. And I believe Hebura Tower or Hera Tower is the name of the dungeon. Basically, if you don't have a lot of time, I wouldn't recommend playing it. It's technically a short game, but so much of navigating the system is slow due to load times and limitations of the systems. Yeah, it sounds like it's due for a remake then. Hebra, is there any meaning or significance of that? Well, I thought when I was playing Link to the Past in English, it was called Hera Tower and not Oh yes, yeah, I'm looking it up right now. It's called the Tower of Hera. I remember I read the Iliad about 2 or 3 years ago, and Hera was one of the Greek goddesses. But in this Japanese version, at least, it's referring to the mountain as Hebra. I'm not sure if we get to the tower, if they'll call it Hebra again or Hera. All right. And here's the old man. Donata ka shiranu ga yamai kunara surete to kure no ka. You don't know who I am, but if you're heading to the mountain, do you think you could take me along? Rampu o kushite shimate no. Rampu. Uh, I lost. Rampu is lamp. I lost my lamp. All right, so we better get that out to help illuminate the way. Yeah, it looks like it makes no difference if we have the lamp equipped or not. Ashimoto ni kiotsuke na sare ana ga kaite orore na. Oh, what? Be careful for your footing around this area as holes have opened up in the ground. Soko o migi e ite kudasaranda. From here, please head right. O wakai no anta mo yappari ogon no chikara o motomete yamai ikareru no ka. Let me see. Some young people anta mo yapero. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out the general context of the sentence. O wakai no anta mo yappari. I'm thinking he's talking about someone young of a similar age to you. They went off. Okay, I got it. Since you're young, is someone like you here to seek the golden power? Is that why you're heading to the mountain? That's what he's saying. And in this context, once again, when you're reading something in Japanese, it may leave out key words specifically referring to, or sorry, specifying what's actually being said. You have to take in mind who the speaker is talking to, and that'll like give some context. Because when he's saying "owakai no," that sounds like he could be talking to someone else, but he's actually talking to you. So he's asking you, are you the one who's seeking the golden power? Hopefully that explanation made sense. But yeah, Japanese, it's not impossible, but just very, very different from English, as I'm sure everyone knows. Kono saki wa mamono no yama ja. Past this point is the mountain of magic. Takusan no otoko tachi ga ogon no chikara o motte kono yama de o kiteita. Many young people have gone off searching for the golden power, but they perished on this mountain. I could follow. Excellent. That game in particular feels like the crossroads between the classic Hyrule Fantasy and what Zelda would become with Ocarina of Time. The more different, with a more distinctly different aesthetic identity. Yeah, because of course, everyone knows it's pretty much infamous how different the Zelda games were for the NES. But of course, Link to the Past was a refinement of the original, and then once we got to the 3D systems, then that's when Nintendo really went all out in developing a particular art style, since they weren't simply refining on the original. Wari koto iwan anta mo fukuri sin koto jata. Let's see. I didn't mean to say anything bad. Hopefully, I'm not interfering too much with your business. I believe that's what he's saying. Koko wa ichiga washa ni mono anta kurai no mago musume ga ita no. Let's see. To the right of here, anta
Takurai no mago musume.
I believe he's talking about his granddaughter.
Mago musume. Okoku ni oshiro ni tsurete ikaraeta modote konu.
She went. She was taken to the castle of the kingdom, but has not returned.
Ikini nado kito shisai no takurami ja.
This is certainly the work of the priest. He's going to turn her into a sacrifice. I love that feeling. Some of those flourishes of being a high fantasy.
Mahojin o Fujita Nana Kincha no chikara o ukesugu musume tachi o skaete sono chikara o ryo suru tsumori ja.
He's he's planning on using he's taking the young girls, and he's planning on using that power to undo the power of the seven wise men.
Uketsugu.
Oh, I kind of messed that up a little bit. Oh, sorry, I'll read that again in one moment. It's interesting thinking of this as an ancestor to a corridor conversation, but because you have direct control over the text, I feel it lends itself to being a video game and player agency. It utilizes reading too. I think some games benefit from not having voice acting in this way. Oh yes, yeah, especially Legend of Zelda. Just how you're always having to be in tune with your environment and surroundings. I kind of like how there's no voices, because as the characters are talking, I prefer to have more of my mental resources on looking around. Yeah, if that makes sense. But like in the latter Final Fantasy games, like Final Fantasy X and so on, I believe it benefited from voice acting, even though the English acting in 10 is notoriously cheesy at points.
生きりにされた娘は今もうどこかで生きている。それに使う勇者を荒れた時よ。
Yeah. As for my daughter who was taken as a sacrifice, it seems like now is the time that the legendary hero has appeared.
わしは信じてしまったおろ。おつい話込んでしまった人より色のありがとう。年寄りにろいろいろがとう。
Yeah, I hope you believe what I say. Yeah, please take this to heart, and from someone older than you definitely have our appreciation.
そうじゃ、もし魔法陣に迷い込んだときは、この鏡にあんたの姿を映しなさい。
Oh yes, and one more thing. When you're lost due to the power of the magic, this mirror will protect your. Let me see.
この鏡にあんたの姿を映しなさい。
Sounds like he's talking about the
映しなさい。
Oh, okay, Utsushi to move. So he's talking about how you can use the mirror to get to the dungeon, I believe. Oh, wow, this guy is a much more tragic figure, wasn't he? Oh yeah, possibly. It's been a while since I've played A Link to the Past in English. I don't quite remember if I heard that it was his granddaughter that was kidnapped. Yeah, I don't know if they. I don't remember reading that. It's possible that it was still in there, but yeah, maybe they took that out for the English version. But yeah, someone else who's watching this, they might know better than me. Yeah, Link to the Past was one of the first games that I played as I was learning Japanese, as I was very familiar with the general script. So it's probably been about 20 years since I played the English version. All right. Well, that was a very good stream. This has gone on for about almost an hour. So yeah, I'm a little bit tired and need to wrap it up already. Oh, okay. Let me get to these. One more comment first. Oh wow. When he mentioned his sacrificed granddaughter, was it? I don't know if there's a localization different, but rather reacting to just what is happening directly. Yeah, it's yeah. Let me before I log off. Let me look this up real quick. Old Man, Death Mountain, Cave, Link to the Past, Granddaughter. I'll just type that into Google and see what comes up. Okay, yeah, it says, yeah, it's saying that he, in the English version, his granddaughter was abducted and to be used as a sacrifice. I just don't remember that in the English version, but it was in there. Okay. All right. Well, hey, Ark, thank you very much for joining right away and accompanying me for this whole stream. It went on quite a bit, but I had quite a lot of fun. I'll be back the day after tomorrow, and we'll finally head to Hera Tower. I hope you'll have time to enjoy it. I really appreciate all the time you spent in the chats. I think details like that are why I need to revisit. Thank you again for streaming, Chris. Oh, cool. Yeah, thank you for watching. You made me worth it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and log off. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be back with more. Have a good night.